This is the second battle between Wybobrak and SunsinDiary. Wybobrak is commanding Arverni versus the Parthia of SunsinDiary. This is a hot map, so the units of Wybobrak are going to fatigue quicker than the units of Sunsin. And he's also going to be able to position himself on these ridges here, these sand dunes, which will allow him to reduce the effectiveness of the cavalry and the skirmish of Parthia. And if you take away the skirmish and cavalry of Parthia, you have defeated Parthia, basically. So his army consists of a light horse up front here, then he has 4 heavy horse. He has chosen spears, spear warriors, levy freemen, chosen swords, Celtic warriors. So a fairly standard core of some Celtic warriors, a few chosen and an oath sword, together with some chosen spears, levy free and spear warriors, which I think is a good idea. You never want to hard counter completely and just go all spears. Then you lose a lot of staying power in melee, and you lose the ability to take on units like not the hillmen necessarily, but the Parthian swords. So for Parthia, we have a front line of Parthian foot archers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 Parthian foot archers. Then we have the cavalry, camel cataphracts, interesting choice. We have some Parthian swords. We have some noble blood cavalry, hillmen, mercenary hoplites, in a staggered skirmish formation. So if anything wants to push at these Parthian foot archers, there will always be a unit nearby able to respond. Early on, a bit of skirmishing here from the noble horse archers using heavy shot. They are very slow, but they can handle themselves in melee. Just they won't like fighting a unit of heavy horse. But it's a very good general's options, the noble horse archers. Especially if he's a strategist, then you can use second wind and precision shot to increase the missile damage up to 47, which is the highest foot missile damage you can get in Rome 2. Nope, didn't want to take that engagement. Parthian horse archers, like, they are running about. You can see how quick they are compared to the noble horse archers. But spear warriors, not the type of target they want to fire at necessarily. And here we have a unit of camel archers, and why someone would bring camel archers, a bit puzzling to me. The fear effect from the camels could play a part in cavalry battles, but it's not that major. And here the noble horse archers are being chased away by the heavy horse. The heavy horse are just about breaking off the pursuit. Noble horse archers are activating precision shots, 46 missile damage actually, that's what they get. So they are giving chase, but they're getting way too close to the heavy horse here, and just every single Arverni cavalry unit nearby is just spamming these noble horse archers and trying to get in and kill the enemy general, because if you do that this early, then it's going to be an uphill struggle for Parthia, of course. And noble horse archers already attacked in the rear, very tired. But the camel cataphracts with their headhunt and battle rhythm should be able to get some nice kills here. This isn't the best engagement for them though. We have some spear warriors over here. They are taking casualties from these charges. Eastern spearmen in the mix would just get slaughtered. They are getting some kills, actually. Nice bonus versus large on them. The Parthian swords join the fight. Quite nice kills on these camel cataphracts. And we saw a few of these Arverni cavalry units break off the field, especially the light horse. So that was in no small part due to the fear effect from the camels. Well, it was in small part actually, because it's not that major. Ooh, the Parthian horse archers get hit by precursors from the Celtic warriors, so nicely done by the Celtic warriors. The Eastern cataphracts get these sort of uphill charges that are not optimal for them. In order for them to be effective, they need to be able to disengage safely, and they're not able to disengage safely in this particular case and in this particular terrain. So in all of these engagements, Parthia gets a lot of kills with the cavalry on the charge, but then the Arverni just has better units for the ensuing melee. And we have the noble horse archers using their second wind, just getting away from these units. But he's fairly beat up. Not going to be too effective in melee. The Parthian horse archers are going to be firing into some blobs now. The camel archers, really, they haven't killed anything yet. Because they don't have Parthian shots, and that's a huge issue with using them effectively. Now they're going to be getting some kills with their heavy shots. And this is the problem for Parthia, one of them. 47 missile damage here, Parthian foot archers here, using precision shot, but they are firing uphill. So, anytime you're firing uphill, you're going to be losing damage. Vercingetorix using Relentless, Unity of the Tribes, increasing the morale and attack of all units, not just area of effect. So that's, I think it was a good moment to use that ability, because a lot of units were engaged. Some units have a bit of a morale issue here. Camel archers just trying to get these Gallic hunters off the field. The Celtic warriors are wavering. You see, the Oathsworn are taking a lot of fire, so focusing on the Oathsworn always a good idea. And now the Chosen Spears get into the Parthian foot here. But the Oathsworn are sort of turning their backs here, so the general could very well die. Noble horse archers running about, considered charging, it seems like, but they didn't. Ended up not charging. And now they are actually charging, which is, I mean, they could get some kills on the charge here, but they get hammered by heavy horse. And pulling out should make the noble horse archers lose a lot of men here. But there's just so much Arverni left on the field, and there is not enough Parthia left. The Parthian foot archers are firing into the blob and doing a lot of damage. Yeah, that's it. The general recently died for Parthia. So, always nice to be able to kill the general, but it's just too late. Way too late. And look at the kills increasing rapidly here on the Parthian foot archers. But it's too little too late. The cavalry hasn't been effective enough. The infantry support is too weak. Just as the general dies, getting a few rear charges up with these Parthian horse archers is a very nice move. Just trying to break a few units quickly, but unfortunately for Sunsin, they didn't break. So any Celtic barbarian faction is very difficult for Parthia to deal with, and especially on a map that isn't completely flat like this. Anytime a barbarian faction can have a slight terrain advantage and just bring a bunch of infantry units, Parthia is going to have a very bad time in most circumstances. Just the cataphracts get hammered by unit after unit, precursors tied down by heavy horse. Heavy horse don't even need to win, they just need to hold the unit there and do what they did. Chase away, wait for the support to arrive, and then when units with like Chosen Spears with cavalry counter tactics arrive, then they just slaughter the cataphracts. And the Parthian swords, the support for Parthia just isn't good enough. So in order to make Parthia work against the barbarian faction on this type of map, you just have to play much better than your opponent and pray that your opponent brings an ineffective army. But in this case, the Arverni army, I think, was more than capable of handling pretty much whatever SunsinDiary picked here as Parthia. So picking one of the factions that was banned in the early rounds of the tournament, Wybobrak defeats SunsinDiary 2-0 and advances in the tournament. Strength and honor, and congratulations.